Hey friends, it's Hope, and today I'm doing my best in books for January 2018 along with my wrap up for January. I am so excited I'm filming this video because the best in books videos are my favorite, but I haven't been reading enough to do them in the past like 3 or 4 months. For those of you who are new to my channel, my best in books video series is just a short video talking about the best of the best that I read that month, and I always start off with the best female and male characters. So for the best female character, I'm going to give it to Charlotte from Until It Fades by K.A. Tucker. She had to overcome a lot of adversity, but she never sat around and just sulked and just felt sorry for herself. She was very proactive. She knew that she was in a really crappy situation, but she didn't let that get in her way of achieving the things that she wanted to achieve. And that includes the relationship with the handsome Brett Madden that we meet in this book. I just really loved how she viewed life and how she just pushed through all the adversity, and even though the odds were stacked against her, she still managed to maintain friendships, patch up broken relationships, and find love. For the best male character, I'm going to give it to Davis from Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. Why I loved Davis more than any other guy character that I read in the month of January was because of his attitude and the way he pursued life and how much he loved and cherished Aza despite her difficult year and everything that she kind of threw at him. He was non-judgmental, he was kind, he was generous, he was truly there for her and a really great friend. So out of the 4 books, I listened to 3 of them on audio, so I wanted to do a best audiobook category. This month it definitely goes to Turtles All the Way Down. I absolutely adore Kate Rudd as a narrator, and I thought she did a brilliant job with portraying these characters and just bringing them to life. I know that's really hard to do in an audiobook. There are a lot of audiobooks that I stay away from because the narrator drives me cuckoo, but Kate Rudd is one of my favorites, and she's the reason why I chose to read another book this month. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is the best side character. A lot of the books that I read this month had a wonderful side character or a side character that played a part of the family unit, but my all-time favorite was Brenna, and she was also from Until It Fades. She is the daughter of our main character, and she just had so much spunk, so much life. She had no filter. She brought so much personality to their family. I truly adored her. So for my best easy to read book, This Matter of Marriage by Debbie McCumber, and this was the book that I picked up because Kate Rudd was narrating it. I would listen to this book before I would go to sleep at night while I was doing data entry at work, and I just found that it was really easy to just listen to for a few chapters, put it down, pick it back up, and not be confused about where I was in the book. I wanted to talk to you guys about the best cover of a book that I read this month, and that definitely has to go to Wish You Were Here by Renee Carlino. I absolutely adore this cover. It's bright, it's beautiful, it's simplistic, and if you read this book, you will know that this paint and mural on a wall is a little bit significant to the story. Alright, so that brings me down to the best book that I read in January, and it was Until It Fades by K.A. Tucker. I had very high hopes for this one. It did not let me down. The characters, the storyline, the relationship, the family dynamic, it was just all really good. I was never bored, and honestly guys, when I finished this audiobook, I literally awed out loud and almost just replayed it because it was that good. 5 out of 5 stars, of course, for Until It Fades. If you guys are a fan of new adult contemporary romance books, I highly recommend this one. Alright, so I'm just gonna finish up this video by wrapping up what else I read in the month of January and my final thoughts and ratings of those books. So we'll go ahead and start with Wish You Were Here by Renee Carlino. I ended up rating this book a 3 out of 5 stars. It's more like a 2.5 from me, and the reason being, the story follows a couple that's supposed to have this whirlwind romance within this 24-hour time frame, but then the guy like disappears and the girl is left wondering what in the world happened. This was the most amazing date. So then she moves on with her life, meets another guy, but then gets reintroduced to this guy that she had this magical night with. Well, of course, then there's a love triangle, and I found myself thinking that 24 hours that was described at the beginning of this book wasn't all too whirlwind, romantic, magical. It really didn't seem very realistic that everything that followed was justified, and it just kind of made me scratch my head and think, how did this turn into a love triangle? So I just didn't really like the plot of it, but it did have some redemptive qualities. So the first book that I read in January was Turtles All the Way Down. I rated that a 5 out of 5 stars. I listened to it on audio. It was truly amazing. I just feel like John Green just spoke to my soul. While I am not dealing with the things that these characters are dealing with, I still had empathy for them. I still related to them. John Green just has such a magical way of writing characters and making you feel what they are going through. And I thought the storyline was so unique. I thought that the representation was handled very well. And I would rather have an author wait 3-5 years to do a book justice and to get it right than just like pumping one out every single year to make the readers happy. So I'm okay that he took a really long time with writing this book because I truly enjoyed every single page. And then the last book that I read was This Matter of Marriage by Debbie Macomber. This was the first Debbie Macomber book I've ever read, but the only reason why I wanted to read it was because of Kate Rudd's narration. This book was very predictable. The story followed this girl who just truly wanted to get married, and her goal was to get married in like that year, which seems very crazy, and I'm sure in real life that would freak the living daylights out of any guy. And of course her dating life was just really unsuccessful, and so the person who she ended up falling in love with, I thought it was just very obvious, but overall it was very cute and it was easy to read or listen to. But I ended up rating this book a 3 out of 5 stars. If you guys want more information about the books that I talked about today, I'm going to leave the link to all of their Goodreads pages down below in my description box. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would love to know what the best book you read in January was. Leave it down in the comments. Until next time, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'm sure I will see you soon. Bye.